Ascad has been at war with itself for as long as I can remember. Dating back beyond the time of the Great Divide and the Forsaken Dominion rule, even before the first travellers came to this region of the world, there has always been turmoil. For the first 1,000 years or so of Ascad's known history, there were many tribes. As with most places in the world, the tribes had claimed lands for themselves. They hoarded resources from their surroundings, created their own cultures, their own traditions, and denied anyone who wasn't a part of their society. As we know all too well, this always ends up leading to disagreement, and then to feuds, and eventually war. War always finds a way in this place, it seems. Over the following millennia, we started to see the tribes grow. Villages formed into towns, the people dug their roots deeper into the earth of Ascad, and as the traditions and roots deepened, so did the feuds. Many of the tribes and villages simply disappeared, destroyed by the larger, more established factions surrounding them. Others were probably simply taken back by the earth of Ascad itself. Wildlife and other things more hard to fathom likely destroyed them as they encroached on the land. The smarter, more established tribes formed together to ensure existence. This led to the first major civilizations being formed. In the north, we had the Garthram tribes, hardy, mountainous folk, who were said to have stood as tall and as strong as the mountain oaks themselves. In the south, the Kelmani, a mysterious people who are said to have been able to commune with Ascad itself. In the east, the Asmar, rumoured to have been the greatest swordmasters ever to live. And in the west, the Targon. Larger than all other tribes combined, they had a common language, a common currency, and they were perhaps always destined for great things. As time passed, the Targon's population grew. They cut deeper into their neighbouring territories, they claimed lands from people who settled there, they taxed those who complied, and killed those who refused. Their influence spread, as did their common language and the use of currency. Soon, people from other factions decided to amalgamate themselves into the Targon lifestyle, moving from the south and the north into the Targon's bigger cities, with their bathhouses, their pubs, their fancy wines, their master-crafted clothing, their roads, their factories. But, for as many people who were excited to see what Targon had to offer, there were equally as many who were not. These mainly were the Asmar. They enjoyed their communal way of life, a natural and tranquil way of living, claiming only what they needed from the land, trading with goods rather than rare metals, putting worth in community more than material things. And so, people from all neighbouring lands who saw what was happening to the west headed east. This takes us to Ascad's more modern history, and the creation of the two great factions. The Targon Dominion in the west, and the Asmari Ascendancy in the east, each with its own way of life, and each with its own agendas. The Dominion wished to push forwards into the future with the creation of roads and cities throughout Ascad, led by a single man, Emperor Korgel Targon, who could trace his lineage back to the first chieftains of the Targon tribe. The Asmar, on the other hand, were led by a council of 14 men, said to be as old as Ascad itself. Supposedly they were master swordsmen and men of the earth. These 14 wanted nothing to do with this. They could see that the roads and the cities needed rock and wood to build. They needed men to build them, who in turn needed food and drink to sustain them. The Asmar had seen already the destruction of the mountains and the forest in the north and in the west. This had to be stopped before all of Ascad and its life force were destroyed. The Asmar sent their diplomats to Targon. They tried to dissuade the people, to try to get them to stop pushing eastwards, tearing down more forest and ripping up more earth. But their arguments fell on what appeared to be deaf ears. The Targon in turn tried to bargain with the Asmari, offering them precious metals and holdings in land once it had been transformed, offering education and jobs to those who listened. No one knows who started the war. The Targon Dominion blames the Asmari Ascendancy and vice versa. But what we do know is it has been the most bloody war of our time. millions upon millions of men, women and children have died, removed from their homes, their lands, and forced to find refuge where they can, in camps just like this one, where we find you.